All right, we are here with Stanford basketball assistant coach Jesse Pruitt. Practice 13 is in the books. What are some of the big takeaways from the day, Coach?
The biggest thing from today was just cleaning up some of our offense. It was a slower practice today, just making sure all the guys know all the nuances and positioning. And right now it's kind of a positionless offense, so guys need to know multiple spots on the floor. So it was a big teaching day, which I thought was really productive.
So yeah, Rob mentioned lighter day in terms of maybe the length of practice and everything like that. So it seems like an emphasis on the mental side of the game today and the type of different challenge that presents from a really hard grinding type of day.
Absolutely, absolutely. There's going to be moments in the season where it's up and down, and there's days that we're really going to push the guys, and can you overcome adversity physically? There's also, can you overcome adversity mentally? And seeing, can you keep your focus even though we only stay in the half court for an hour and not getting up and down. So every chance we get, we want to challenge the guys to see if they have focus this early in the season.
And obviously we're getting close to the halfway point between your allotted practices before game one. So if you had to play a game today, what's the best thing you think you'd have going for you?
Best thing right now I would say would be defensively. Some of the similar philosophies from last season. We have a core group of returners, so the guys kind of know the positions and where they need to be and what's expected of them on the defensive end. So I'd be somewhat comfortable right now if we had to play a game where we're at defensively.
And you talked about positionless offense, but to what extent is positionless defense going to be a reality for you guys, and how are you progressing on that side of the court?
I think every head coach has the dream of wanting to be able to switch 1 through 5. I don't think we're there yet, but I will say this: we're much more versatile than last year. We're longer, and you add our 4 freshmen plus Cody Pugh, who redshirted last year. We're a lot more athletic on the perimeter as well. So we're going to be able to do a few things, give some multiple looks. We're not switching 1 through 5 yet, but I think we're getting closer to being able to mess around with that a little bit.
13 practices in. Who right now would you say is the most different, most advanced from practice number 1 on this team?
Yeah, that's a great question. Guys who've taken the biggest steps right now, I would say Isaac and Robert Cartwright. Isaac just being new, being a freshman, some new concepts for him. And same thing with Robert, even though he's been here now, a few new things we're doing offensively. They picked it up great, and they've showed great leadership, especially in these last probably 4 to 5 practices. So that's been great. Overall, I would say from not necessarily practice 1, but last season, the biggest jump's been Dorian Pickens. Just his leadership, his body, his physicality. We've seen a great change from last season to this season.
So an interesting pair of names that you chose there, and I'm just kind of curious, how much is the fact that there's competition between those two? Is that bringing out in Rob and bringing out in Isaac what you guys had hoped?
We love competition, and we're seeing that at every position, not just the point guard spot, but guard and position, we're pretty deep, and guys are pushing each other. We've mixed around matchups in practice just to kind of see who plays well together and who's going to really compete, and that's been great. So the competition is definitely higher than it has been in the past.
All right, that's Stanford assistant basketball coach Jesse Pruitt. Thanks, Coach.
Awesome, thank you.